RAV4 in general doesn't have as much sound deadening materials as some of the competitors, or if you go for a Venza, it'll be quieter, or a Lexus NX, obviously, it'll be quieter. What I like about this hybrid system is the way Toyota's latest hybrid tech works. I mean, you've got that gas engine that's a little bit buzzy, don't get me wrong, and you have up to 3 electric motors, a single motor at the back giving us all-wheel drive, and we have a very smooth eCVT that just knows what to do. Like right now, it's cruising along in electric. As soon as I put my foot down, the engine turns on. It's very seamless, it's very smooth. You just have to deal with the drone from the engine, which isn't the most pleasant sounding, but most people who drive these aren't going to drive it in the manner that I'm driving it. When you have the car in normal, or you can twist it over to eco mode here, it kind of tailors everything back, and we're trying to chase the efficiency when you have it in this mode. And I definitely noticed that the car isn't quite as loud. I mean, it definitely feels a little bit more sluggish, but we'll just accelerate normally here. You hit that instant torque from the electric motor, put my foot down. This is like a quarter throttle. That's a little bit more. And you can hear it makes some noise, but it's not unbearable. Toyota's 4-cylinder engine has gotten a little bit quieter, I've noticed, over the years, and they've just kind of refined out the whole package, which is definitely nice. And in terms of the handling, it pretty much handles like an LE or an XLE. You just have a little bit lower limits because of these tires, which are going to give us better traction when we're driving the vehicle off pavement. Now, in terms of visibility, this is still very good to see out of. Unfortunately, the Woodland Edition is built off of an XLE, so if you want all of the best driver assistance tech and luxury and comfort, this is not the trim to get. I will say that these cloth seats, I hate cloth seats, but they're not bad. The padding is nice and comfortable. Sadly, you cannot get heated seats on the Woodland, nor a heated steering wheel or a leather wrapped wheel. I don't like this urethane plastic feeling wheel, it just feels really cheap. You do get Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 as standard, so you have blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control with lane keep assist. So that's all included, which is nice. And the rest of the drive is just really easy. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the RAV4 does so well, is it drives really nice. It's really easy and comfortable to drive. It's very smooth, and it's very efficient. On a full tank of gas, this car was consistently doing around 500 plus miles. Around 550 is what it was showing on a full tank. In my week's worth of testing, I was able to average around 33 to 35 mpg in mixed driving. Now that does cut the mpg by about 3 to 4 miles to the gallon compared to a regular hybrid. Again, it's these tires, it's that roof rails at the top that are just adding more aerodynamic drag. Still, very impressive mpg, and this is better than what I got in a Kia Sportage hybrid, the most current generation. That one was getting low 30s, like 29 at times to 31 mpg. So the RAV4 is still very efficient, but you are going to sacrifice some mpgs for this model here. But to be honest, I'm just not liking how Toyota doesn't offer the Woodland Edition with like a convenience package, a weather package that you can get on the XLE Premium. My money, honestly, would rather just go to an XLE Premium and then just replace these tires. Just replace the tires. Now, granted, the roof rail is a nice addition on this model, but overall, the Woodland certainly gives you a little bit more off-road capability from the factory floor. I'm just not entirely sure the changes are enough to warrant choosing this spec, considering the biggest, upgrade that you're getting for off-road capability are just the tires, and you could easily go to the aftermarket for that. So after spending a full week with the 2023 RAV4 Woodland Edition, it's pretty clear to me that Toyota didn't want to mess too much with this formula. I mean, when you have a vehicle that sells nearly 400,000 units every year, making it the best-selling compact SUV in the segment, you don't want to change too much because you don't want to upset all of the loyal buyers. In terms of the hybrid sales, I said earlier in the driving scene, this accounts, or the hybrid accounts for about 37% of the sales mix. I mean, Toyota did around 150,000 hybrids. In contrast, Toyota sold more RAV4 hybrids versus Kia sold Sportages in 2022. So that is a big number, and with the Woodland Edition, that's only going to help increase sales of the RAV4. In fact, Toyota tells me that RAV4 hybrid sales in 2022 versus 2021 were up by 30,000 units. So again, Very, very popular model, and I highly recommend going with the hybrid if you guys are considering this model, because as you guys saw, 0 to 60 performance of under 7 seconds is very quick for the segment. It offers plenty of power, not just for 0 to 60 times, but just in everyday driving. It's smooth, it's efficient. This model here getting around 34 mpg. Despite the all-terrain tires, is still very strong mpg. You'll be looking at well over 500 miles on a full tank, which is why this car is so immensely popular. In terms of the interior, it is comfortable and it offers enough space for most families, but I don't like how Toyota is limiting buyers who want this trim, because if you want features like heated seats, like a sunroof, like a power liftgate, or like a bigger infotainment system or JBL sound, you can't get that on the Woodland trim. Even if you want something like leather seats, the Softex leather that they offer, you can't get that on the Woodland trim. So for my recommendation, unless you're okay with not having those features, because it does come with a lot of good stuff that most modern car buyers expect nowadays, perhaps I'm just a little bit spoiled, you can get this car for a fairly good deal, which, speaking about the pricing, the Woodland Edition model starts at around $33,520. Now that is on the low end of the hybrid hierarchy, because you can get a RAV4 hybrid for around $30,500 for a base LE. Remember, these come standard with all-wheel drive. The XLE is around $32,500. So Toyota charges around $1,300 extra for the Woodland Edition package. This is about the same price as a RAV4 hybrid SE trim. So again, they've priced it right, especially with my tester here. There are no options to add with destination. This one here is like around $34,500, which $34,500 is a good deal. Remember, if you guys look at a fully loaded Limited or XSE, these are going to be well over $40,000, which is on the high end of the hierarchy. But remember, those RAVs offer a lot of nice tech features like a panoramic sunroof, 360 camera, heated and ventilated seats, heated rear seats. So kind of keep that in mind. There is a flavor of the RAV4 for every specific buyer, but just remember that the Woodland model is designed to appeal more to the value-oriented model. For around $34,000, it is a good deal. You're going to get great MPG, and you're also going to get the hybrid model that has a little bit better off-road capability. But just remember, you could also just buy these wheels and tires and put it on a regular RAV4 XLE or an SE model. So that's something that you should just keep in mind when you're considering this trip. But with all that said, hope you guys have enjoyed my full overview on the 2023 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid Woodland Edition. If you're also looking to see the latest cars I'm testing, be sure to follow me on Instagram at redline_reviews, like us on Facebook, and as always, guys, please keep subscribing to the Redline Reviews YouTube channel for all the latest reviews. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Crown Hyundai in St. Pete, Florida, and guess what? I have something that's been changed up and upgraded for model year 2024. What is it? It's this vehicle right here. This is it. This is a 2024 Hyundai Elantra. This particular one is the top limited trim. But before we get into this refresh compact sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. Sedans seem to be disappearing day by day. They're becoming very scarce and hard to find. Now, what's interesting is that the brands that are still bringing them to the table are bringing some very well thought out vehicles. Of course, when we look at the compact sedan segment, the brand that's been the king has been Honda, the other car company that starts with an H. It's been about the Civic. What's fascinating is that Hyundai wants to keep doing better and better and better, and for model year 2024, they decided to bring some changes to the Elantra, which will also spill over to the Elantra N, which I can't wait to bring to you. But what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a new compact sedan, and you want one that's got the freshest style and technology, is the Elantra the better one to get over the Civic? Let's go ahead, let's find out in this battle of Honda versus Hyundai. Let's dive into this Elantra. Right off the bat, the color. It's called Serenity White, and it is a bright white kind of color that really showcases the overall style. Now, what I like about it is that it kind of hides some of the funkiness about it, and I'll get to that in a second. The new talk of the town is right here. The whole front fascia grille, the whole shebang has been refreshed for 2024. So you'll notice they really went nice, almost razor blade thin on the headlight housing, You have, of course, your daytime running lamp LED, turn signal, and your headlights on the limited trim. Some flat black, that nice sparkly pearlescent white, and then you'll see the new refreshed area. I like these corner air intakes because they're functional air curtains, and I like the way they did a perimeter of gloss black and then everything else is flat black. I think if they went everything gloss black, it would be a little too over the top. This sharp angle on the corners really gives it a sportier feel, even though this is the limited trim. So I can't wait to see how this translates to the Elantra N. Now, as we come across that wide, low slung nose, like I said, that flat black area, very clean. You have a forward facing camera, and then you'll notice how they brought the silver and it blends in nicely with the daytime running lamps. Would have been kind of cool if this was actually the daytime running lamp as well. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section, if you would be happy with having a daytime running lamp going all the way across the nose there. Now, you do get a little bit more body color on the middle and on the bottom, but the way it extends out, very aggressive for the Elantra, and I like the way everything is fully functional on this lower portion. Comparing this to the new Civic, obviously this is the more aggressive style. Civic has a little bit cleaner style to it overall. Now, as we rise up, I love the way they did the aluminum style on the Hyundai badge, and it's nice and flat. You got that V indentation that is part of this generation of the Elantra. And then as we come around the bend, of course, if we have new stuff up front, we have some new wheels as well. So on our limited trim, you're gonna find these 17-inch wheels, machined aluminum, gunmetal gray. I guess my zonk is I wish that they were 18-inch. I think if you're gonna have a top trim, it needs to be, and it's called limited, it needs to be at least 18-inch wheel. 225 on the width, 45 series sidewall, and we're still front wheel drive. Everything else that you see from the side of the vehicle is gonna be carried over from 2023. So let's talk about it. Coming down the side, you do have your color match, that beautiful sparkly white with the LED turn signals. We got 360-degree cameras. You have a standard size sunroof, which when you go top trim on the Civic, you also have a standard size sunroof. From the side, it's crazy that this is called a compact car because it's actually quite long, and it's longer than the Civic. What I was telling you about the white, it hides a lot of the geometric indentations. Remember, the Elantra has those crazy triangle shapes pressed into the doors. Let me know if you're still digging this, and let me know if you think I'm right about Serenity White hiding the color. You do have color match, or not hiding the color, but hiding the shapes. You do have color match on the door handles, and I like the way they did the silver trim only along the bottom. This area seems like a missed opportunity. They got this funky style here. I wish they would have made an actual glass window, a quarter glass window. Coming towards the rear, just like up front, we have some changes. Out back, we have some changes as well. You still have that sharp angle cut with the trunk line. You got your LED lights for your brake lights, but they're still doing the old-fashioned Edison light bulbs for the turn signals. That's a zonk to me on a 2024 model year vehicle. I do like the way they put the limited name there, nice flat badge. You got Elantra spelled out, and then dropping all the way down, this is your new rear bumper for the 2024 Elantra. Definitely looks like something off the Elantra N, to be honest with you. I think the one thing that would make me super happy if there was some type of exhaust finisher, with it being a limited trim. But still, this bumper area looks fantastic. Why don't we go ahead though, let's pop the hood and talk horsepower of the Elantra. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod, so does the Civic. Underneath the hood, tasteful engine cover, clean engine compartment. What are we actually working with on this Elantra limited trim? So what you're gonna find is a 4-cylinder inline-4 naturally aspirated engine. You're looking at a 2-liter in displacement, 147 horsepower, 132 pound-feet of torque. Hyundai calls it an IVT, but let's just be real, it's a CVT. They call it the Intelligent Variable Transmission. It's a CVT. It's a continuous variable transmission. When you're looking at 0 to 60 in about 8 seconds, which is comparable with this type of engine and this type of class of vehicle. Top speed, if you were really pushing it, is 124 miles an hour. MPGs is where you're gonna win. 31 in the city, 41 on the highway. The vehicle weighs 2,895 pounds. So it's great to see that you still have the same engine carryover. And the reason why I say that is because of the MPGs. And that's why they use an IVT, or like I said, a CVT, is because that transmission will get you higher MPG numbers. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see the new style in motion.
Oh, man. Man, I'm sorry, fool.
All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Hyundai Elantra, this being the limited trim. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I'm actually liking the changes that Hyundai made to it. I'm thinking Civic, I'm even thinking maybe a Corolla, but how much is this one? So if you go limited trim and you option it the way that this one is, you're looking at an MSRP of $28,000. Let's see what you get for your hard-earned money. To the door panels. I like the different materials on the door panel. The thing I don't like, I'm gonna have to zonk the hard plastic up top. Hard as a plastic rock. You do have that almost like jean cloth material that kind of looks cool with the white contrast stitching. You got the little tweeter speaker grill cover up there. Everything else is flat black. Door pockets on the tight side. So maybe one of those pickles in a bag of pickle juice at the convenience store, and that's about it. You do have the Bose sound system. And then going from the door panel to the dash, knock, knock, you do have some softer material. So that's a good, I just wish they put some of this on the door panel.
don't make no
Love the way
fucking
they got the AC vents, they blend in nicely. And then you come over to the center stack, what do we have going on here? 10.25 infotainment system screen. If you compare it to the Civic, Civic has a 9-inch when you go top trim. Obviously, you got your wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, all the usual great icons, very easy to navigate through from Hyundai. Backup camera, pretty good on the resolution, 360-degree camera. And then we got the 3D scan, which I like, that 360 scan looking good. Put it back in the park, and we're right back where we started. You got your start-stop button up top. You got that off-white interior element with this particular one. Real volume knob, dual climate control, 3 stages of heated seats, no ventilated seats, but that's okay at this price point. I'm gonna get the shifter out of the way for Steven. You got a 12-volt, USB-A, USB-C, wireless charging. For some reason, they decided to put an oh crap handle in here. I don't know why. It's kind of just weird the way they did that, so I am gonna zonk that, but I do like the way they put the soft touch material on the shifter. This is for that CVT. Some gloss black, nothing too crazy. You do have the new Hyundai key fob. It's cool when you look at it this way because you can see the Hyundai badge. When you look at it this way, it just looks weird. Looks like some type of alien probe that would go into orifices of your body. So I don't know what's up with that. You do have remote start, which is nice. Soft touch material on the armrest. Lift it up. You got enough room in there. I would say 15 G.I. Joe action figures. Remember, they're not dolls. They're action figures, and they got that combat grip. You could put Snake Eyes in there, Duke, Cobra Commander, Destro. If you still have them, they're worth a lot of money. But they usually have to be in the package, and what kid would play with Destro in the package? That's not fun. Seats, soft touch material. Love the way they did all the stitching, the bolstering. The Zonk is on a limited trim. It's manual adjustments for the passenger. The good news is I'm the driver. I'm the captain here. I'm the king of this freaking castle. I have power adjustments, and you do have a standard size sunroof, which is nice. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Elantra. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have your power seat settings, even with the lower lumbar. My doctor's going to be very happy about that because of my lower back pain. I'm 6 feet tall, and you definitely have tons of room in here, even with it being a compact sedan. There's subcompact. That's like a Nissan Versa. This is a compact. Steering wheel, it's that cool, stylish design from Hyundai. I like the leather, some silver, some gloss black on the switchgear. It is manual tilting and telescoping. The one major zonk is the Death Star. I despise this thing here. It does absolutely nothing. I wish they would have just left it gloss black. Now, on the actual digital gauge cluster, you do have a full 10.25 digital gauge cluster, and what's great is you could go through your different modes. We have a fan honking at us right now. I'll be with you in a second, don't worry. I love to take pictures with the fan, so if you ever see me, definitely say hello and honk your horn. But you do have your different modes, and I love the way it changes. Plus, watch this. You got your corner cameras. Love that technology. You don't get that in a Civic. Nice to see that at this price point in this Elantra. But let's get in the back seat and see if your passengers are going to be happy that you went Elantra over Civic. All right, guys, back seat time. It's spacious. It's definitely spacious, and what's great about it is that your passengers are going to feel comfortable. That's not perfect, though. First of all, hard plastic behind the seats and no pocket behind the driver on a limited trim. That has me literally scratching my head. I do have 2 USB-Cs back here, which are great. That's a nice touch. And I do have a cargo net here, but I have to zonk the cargo net because if you put a knife in here, if you put a dagger, a throwing star, maybe even a sai, or maybe even a pair of nunchucks, it might rip through this. So not really good for all your artillery for hand-to-hand combat.